You probably believe you are in control when you buy something online. You compare prices. You read reviews. You tell yourself you are careful. Daniel Kahneman spent his life studying why that sense of control is often an illusion. He showed that most decisions are not driven by careful logic, but by fast mental shortcuts. Much of the time, your brain is not analyzing, it is reacting. And today, that reaction is being targeted with precision. In 2024, online purchase fraud grew into billions of dollars in losses worldwide. Not because technology failed, not because people suddenly became reckless, but because deception became cheaper, faster, and far more convincing. Artificial intelligence changed the nature of scams. In the past, fraud was loud, broken language, obvious errors, poor design. You could usually feel that something was off. That period is over. Today, fake online stores look polished. Product photos are clean and professional. Descriptions sound confident. Reviews feel natural. Customer support chats reply instantly. Everything looks familiar. Everything feels normal. And that is the trap. This is not a story about naive people. It is about how the human mind behaves when it is distracted, pressured, or tempted by a good deal. The battlefield has shifted away from your device and into your thinking. Scammers no longer try to break systems. They guide attention instead. They shape what you notice, what you skip, and how quickly you move forward. They do not need trust. They only need you to keep going. When a purchase never existed, the damage feels personal. Embarrassing. You wonder how you missed the signs. But the truth is simpler. Your brain was doing what it was designed to do. This is where Kahneman's work becomes uncomfortable, but useful. Because once you understand how these traps are built, it becomes clear that the danger was never the website. It was the way your mind filled in what it assumed to be true. Forget the scams you remember from the past, the emails with strange grammar, the websites that felt unfinished, the offers that sounded too good and looked obviously fake. Those signs trained people to slow down. They gave your brain a moment to hesitate. Modern scams removed that moment. With artificial intelligence, creating a fake store no longer takes much effort. A complete website can appear in minutes. Logos are clean. Layouts follow familiar patterns. Product images look professionally staged. Text is written in natural language, tuned to sound local and reassuring. Even reviews are no longer a weak point. They are generated to feel casual and imperfect. Some praise fast delivery. Others mention small issues to sound honest. The familiarity is intentional. Support chats add another layer. What looks like a real employee is often an automated system trained to respond politely and quickly. It does not need to solve problems. It only needs to reduce doubt. This is the silent evolution. The technology improved, but that is not the main change. The real shift is psychological. Scams are no longer built to break websites or steal data directly. They are built to blend in. Nothing stands out. Nothing feels wrong. The goal is not to fool experts. It is to pass unnoticed by ordinary attention. When everything looks normal, your brain assumes safety. Familiar design suggests legitimacy. Smooth interaction suggests trust. Your mind does not question what feels routine. This is why people say, it looked exactly like a real store. Because it was meant to. The danger is not hidden in complexity. It is hidden in comfort. When there is no friction, no confusion, no clear mistake, your mind stays relaxed. It stays in default mode. And in default mode, you do not investigate. You move forward. This is not carelessness. It is efficiency. Your brain saves energy by trusting patterns that usually work. In most situations, that strategy is useful. Online scams learned how to exist inside that shortcut. They no longer announce themselves as threats. They present themselves as normal experiences. And when deception feels normal, your defenses never activate. The trap works best when nothing feels wrong. At this point, the scam no longer needs to look fake. It needs to feel easy. The attack does not begin with your device. It begins with your attention. Small details are adjusted to guide your behavior without notice. A web address that looks almost right. One letter changed, one symbol added. Your brain reads it as familiar and moves on. You were never trained to inspect every character. You were trained to recognize patterns. Pages are copied from real brands. Same colors, same layout, same structure. Familiarity reduces suspicion. Your mind assumes continuity. If it looks like what you know, it must belong to it. Then the triggers appear. A luxury product, slightly underpriced. not impossibly cheap, just enough to feel rare. A discount that feels exclusive. A coupon that expires today. A message about a delayed package that needs confirmation. A QR code offering a quick fix. No single element is enough. Together they create pressure. Urgency compresses time. Scarcity narrows focus. Your brain stops asking broad questions and starts solving the immediate task. This is the mental minefield. You move forward step by step without pausing long enough to see the full picture. Each action feels minor. Clicking a link, scanning a code, entering details, completing a purchase. It never feels like a big decision. That is intentional. Your brain evolved to respond to visible threats. A loud sound, sudden movement, clear danger. These scams avoid all of that. They operate quietly, inside normal routines. You are not pushed aggressively. You are guided. When people realize what happened, they often say, "I don't know why I didn't notice." The answer is uncomfortable. You noticed what you were meant to notice. Everything else was filtered out. The mind does not explode when you step on it. It explodes later, when you check your bank statement or wait for a product that never arrives. By then, the path back is gone. This is where the pattern becomes clearer. Daniel Kahneman described the mind as working through two systems, not as a metaphor, but as a practical way to understand decisions. System 1 is fast, automatic, effortless. It reacts before you are aware of it. It recognizes faces. It reads emotion. It jumps to conclusions with limited information. Most of the time, you live inside this system. System 2 works differently, slow, deliberate, demanding. It checks facts. It compares options. It asks whether something makes sense. But it requires effort, and your brain avoids using it unless necessary. Modern scams are built around this difference. They are not designed to persuade System 2. They are designed to activate System 1 so quickly that System 2 never engages. Urgency is the first trigger. Last chance. Only today. Final units available. When time feels limited, System 1 takes over. Acting feels safer than stopping. Authority is the second. Logos, brand colors, familiar layouts. Your brain learned long ago that these signals usually mean safety. System 1 accepts them without question. Familiarity follows. If a site looks like something you have used before, your mind fills in what it does not verify. Nothing feels new, so nothing feels risky. Then comes reward. A discount that feels rare but believable. A benefit that feels personal. System 1 responds strongly to immediate gain. It does not weigh long-term risk. Finally, fear of loss. A delayed package, a locked account, a problem that needs fast action. Fear narrows attention. System 1 moves quickly to remove discomfort. When these elements combine, System 2 goes quiet. You are not making a careful decision. You are resolving tension. Later, when the scam becomes clear, System 2 returns. That is when confusion appears, regret, self-blame. But the choice was already made under a different mental state. Kahneman's insight is simple and unsettling. Your brain did not fail. It followed its design. Here is the uncomfortable shift. You are no longer facing a single scammer. You are facing a refined system built to work with the weakest moments of your attention. Artificial intelligence did not make criminals more intelligent. It made manipulation scalable. Every element you see was tested and adjusted, not to steal directly, but to guide behavior. Your desire for a small advantage, a rare deal, a sense of acting quickly. These are not flaws. They are human tendencies. The criminals are not after your money at first. They are after something else. Control. Specifically, control over your System 1. Once that system is active, your internal questions change. You stop asking, "Is this real?" and start asking, "How do I finish this?" The focus shifts from verification to completion. The purchase feels real because the process feels real. You clicked, you paid, you received confirmation. Your brain registers closure. The loop feels complete. Only later does the conflict appear. No shipping updates, no replies, no product. The mind struggles because it already accepted the purchase as real. The discomfort is not only financial, it is mental. Something that felt finished is suddenly unresolved. This is why these experiences linger. The brain dislikes open loops. It seeks closure. When closure never arrives, the experience replays itself. People often say they were tricked, but that suggests a single moment of failure. What happened was slower. Each step felt reasonable. Each action felt justified. Nothing demanded deep suspicion. The system worked because it never needed force. It only needed cooperation. And that cooperation came naturally. The most disturbing part is this: if the same conditions appear again, the same shortcuts will likely activate again. Not because you are careless, but because your brain favors speed, familiarity, and relief from uncertainty. The purchase never existed, but the decision did. And it was shaped long before you clicked buy. When people experience something like this, the reaction is often silence. They don't talk about it. They downplay it. They move on. Not because it didn't matter, but because it feels personal. Falling for a purchase that never existed feels like a private mistake, even though the system was built to produce that outcome. Sharing the experience changes something. It removes the idea that these situations only happen to careless people. They don't. They happen to attentive people, busy people, confident people. They happen when attention is divided and decisions feel routine. If this story feels familiar, you are not alone. Understanding how your brain behaves under pressure does not make you immune, but it offers one advantage: awareness of when your mind shifts into automatic mode. That awareness creates a pause, not a rule, not a checklist, just a brief moment of friction. Often, that moment is enough to bring slower thinking back online. If you want to keep exploring how subtle mental patterns shape your decisions, you can stay here. These patterns extend far beyond online purchases. They influence how we judge people, news, risk, and opportunity every day. Your brain is not your enemy, but it is not neutral either. The more you understand how it works, the harder it becomes for unseen systems to guide your decisions without you noticing. If you choose to share your experience, others will recognize themselves in it, and that recognition is often the first real defense.